Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of
The Lo and Zoe Show.
All right, so today we're talking about something that kind of started as a joke between Zoe and I and some of our friends in terms of how we manifest what we want into our lives. And it's really a tool that we've started using that Zoe kind of just like you really were saying it as a joke, but now it's something I say in my life
It was never
all
a
the
joke
time.
to me, but
It wasn't a joke to you, but well, we'll tell a story as to why I thought it was a joke. But anyway, so this is just like a quick tool for you guys that is going to help you to project and align with the reality that you want instead of the one that you have.
yeah, and this tool is called In My Reality, ...
Well, let's get started. I'm Lo.
And I'm Zoe, and this is The Lo and Zoe Show.
We're coaches and entrepreneurs who firmly believe that an abundant mind is the key to an abundant life.
On this podcast, we're going to be talking everything from how to manifest more money, travel, success in business, and beyond,
to overcoming the blocks that are holding you back,
to rewiring your brain so you can easily attract whatever it is you want the most in life.
If you haven't already, be sure to join us inside our Facebook community, the Queen Mind Tribe, for daily tips, mindset hacks, manifesting tricks, and more that'll allow you to build the confidence you need
To manifest the abundant AF life you deserve.
Now let's get started. All right, so this is like a phrase that I mean, I don't know where it came from for you. It's always just like full of downloads all the time. And I think that like why I thought it was a joke was because, not a joke, but just Zoe really does live in her own like magical world of abundance. And I absolutely love it. And you attract that everywhere that you go. And so we were walking along the waterfront here in Toronto. I don't know, a few months ago now with some friends, and there's a sugar factory here. And I was joking about like this sugar factory, which has been, I don't really know anything about the sugar factory, but it's been here for like decades and decades. And it's such a huge piece of real estate on the Toronto waterfront, the Toronto skyline, that I just can't believe it's still where they have this sugar factory. I'm like, how is it that they're using this amount of, essentially $1 billion real estate to produce sugar? Like, it would have made sense back in the day when the city was not what it is, but now I just can't believe like this is still where they're choosing to produce sugar. And so I made a joke that like, well, maybe the sugar is just like a front, where like it's actually covering up, some sort of like cocaine factory or something. I was like totally just joking, and Zoe was like so upset by it. Where you were just like, no, it's sugar, guys, it's sugar. And then
Yeah, well, because in my reality, the sugar boats, like from the sugar factory, the sugar boat comes and they fill it up with sugar, and you can see them do this. And then the sugar boat drives across the waterfront bay. I don't know if it's a bay here in Toronto. I don't know. Somebody can correct me. And then the sugar boat drives back and gets more sugar and does this route. And I can see it from where I live, and I always enjoy looking out and seeing, oh, there's the sugar boats like driving sugar around the lake in front of Toronto. And it's just a really nice visual.
Well, and that is actually what's happening. I was just making like a stupid joke, but it was the way that you were like, no, like in my reality, like this is sugar, you guys.
Yeah.
So like, it's kind of just become this silly little thing between us and our friends where we always say like, in my reality, this is the way that it is. And like, and you do it so often where like, I don't know, something undesirable will happen, or I'll even like bring something up that I'm like, have some doubt around. And you're like, no, Lauren, like in my reality, this.
Because the world is a perceptual illusion, and so we all are our own people.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, is we all have these different lenses on.
Right.
So by saying like in my reality, it's like this is the lens I'm choosing to wear. So I'm choosing that this boat is only filled with sugar, and these sugar boats are always traveling to and from this other sugar factory. And so, and the same thing as you said, if something unfavorable comes up, and saying that, oh, like how am I choosing to view this in the moment? Say like in my reality,
right,
this is actually what's about to happen.
Right. And when you said perceptual reality, can we dive into that a little bit in terms of like so essentially what you mean by that is exactly what you said about we all have different lenses, and those lenses are created from past experiences.
Yes, solely on past experiences and our environments.
Yeah. So you might have grown up, I don't know, with or maybe not even grown up. Maybe you had an experience in your dating life in your early 20s or something like that where you were cheated on, and you have a lens of men can't be trusted or something like that. Like that's a really, really general one. But now you go through your world and through your life, and the people that you meet, you are viewing them through this lens, through this belief that men can't be trusted.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be like me saying, like, in my reality, men cannot be trusted.
Right.
But then
but people don't realize that they think that it's true. right?
Mm-hmm.
So we create these paradigms around ourselves that are just completely a reflection, like it is our reality. So there are things in your life that you think are true about the world, but they're not. They're just a reflection of you. They're true in your world because you have that lens, you have that perspective.
And that is your belief system.
Right, exactly. And you gain all this evidence for it as well, right? It's like
and you're searching for even more evidence to support it.
You're searching for more evidence. We're always searching for evidence to support what we believe. And there's actually something in the brain called the reticular activation system, which is essentially it's the part of the brain that sorts through all the information that's coming at it and sorts through what it thinks that you are going to want to hear or the information that is relevant to you. So it's the same reason you can walk through a crowded room and hear someone say your name because your reticular activation system says, oh, that's a piece of information that she needs, rather than trying to take in all the information at once, right? So if you have a belief about something, I don't know, people in your life or your dating life, or just a belief about you, I'm not good enough, perfect example, your brain is literally looking for evidence for that. And what we know about, law of attraction or manifesting or whatever is that we draw in whatever it is that we believe to be true.
Yes.
So I think like what you're saying about in my reality, this is just a quick tool to take responsibility and set intentions for your life, your reality, and say, this is the way that I choose to see it.
Yeah. And it gives you the opportunity then to change your lenses and change your stories just in those moments of like, okay, something unfortunate occurs. You guys can choose. It's like choose your own adventure. What path are you going to go down? Are you going to choose to dwell on this longer than necessary? Are you going to choose something better, something that supports the future that you're calling in, the abundance that you're calling in, the life that you're up-leveling to?
And you can always shift the perspective. So let's say you are an entrepreneur and you're waiting for you're setting the intention for more clients and you're waiting for them to come, and you might draw the conclusion that like, well, it's been, a week since I started this new marketing strategy and it's not working, and so it's not going to work, right? Like we might draw a conclusion like that. So this gives you an opportunity to say, well, what do I want to be true in my reality? In my reality, it might be that instead the universe is arranging all of the most perfect people to come, or I don't know, moving things into alignment. Like there are always more ways than one. There are infinite ways that you can choose to see any one situation, and that's where all your power is in life, because otherwise you're just reacting to what you believe to be true.
Your thoughts create your beliefs, and your beliefs then create your reality. So choose.
Yeah, and actually, like, the way that I've started using in my reality, because I actually didn't really get that was like how you're using it, like as a tool for switching the lens. For me, and we're going to go into this a little bit more on a different episode, but I just really see everything as being a projection of my thoughts. And so I can set a new intention of like, in my reality, all these clients are already here. In my like energetic reality, maybe not in my physical one yet, but which one do I want to identify with? Like that's where you start getting like sounding a little bit crazy if you're telling people like, well, in my reality, I already have a boyfriend.
Well, no, because the more that you align with that, like it's
right.
It's for lack of a better term, the acting as if, but it's more of just like you become the being. That is already true.
Exactly. So I think that this tool, this phrase can be used for either of those things. One is what Zoey was saying. Do you have a story of like how, like, I don't know, something recently that you used that tool for to sort of shift things for yourself?
In my reality.
You say it all. We say it all the time.
I say it all the time.
I mean, I remember I was at your place and you had a guy coming over to hang something on the wall, and I was like,
oh yes,
did I already tell this story in a different episode? I don't remember, but anyways, I was like, so that wall is concrete, like he's not gonna be able to drill into it because I could hear the drill. And you go, in my reality it's not, and it's fine.
In my reality, that mirror was already hung above my bed. Like I'm telling you, the second I decided that that's what I wanted my room to look like, we were at IKEA like the next day. Everything was happening. I hired TaskRabbit. This is how, like, there was no way that wasn't going to be hung, because in my reality, I already created it. I already had visualized. I knew it. I knew it to be true.
And I think it was a concrete wall, but like he had the tools to drill through it or something like that.
Yeah.
Whereas I immediately created like, he's not gonna be able to hang the mirror on the wall that you've paid him to come and hang for you. And so he's just like, no. It'll be fine. Like she's just like choosing that.
I'm unavailable. Let's say I'm unavailable for any other outcome than the one that I have been expecting and creating.
Yes, exactly. So we want you guys to take responsibility, not just responsibility, step into your power around the fact that you do create your own reality. And it's the more that you realize that and then claim that, the more you're going to see that reflected back to you. And this is something like I've really been embracing lately, where it's like for quite a long time I was giving my power away to like the universe or whatever, and saying like, well, hopefully the universe brings me this result that I want.
Yeah.
And now I'm saying, well, no, it's going to, because it's
you
my
are the
reality
creator.
and I'm creating it, and the universe's job is just to arrange how it all comes to pass. So if I'm setting this intention in my business, I'm really stepping into my power of like, this is actually a mantra I've been saying lately. It's my reality. I create it. This is what I want. And as soon as I step into that place, I'm like, oh yeah, it's all going to be fine. And the
you
only
trust
thing,
it will materialize.
because I'm trusting like myself. I'm really like stepping into this place of like, yeah, creator.
Identifying with your power and the level
Exactly.
of it.
Exactly. Stepping into my power. So I think like, Zoe's little tool, if you call it that, little phrase is actually so, and that was sort of what was so interesting. I actually messaged you recently, and I was like, my other friend, coach, who is also super into manifesting, her and I were talking about this, and I was like, well, Zoe says this thing that I don't even think she realizes like how powerful it is, which is like in my reality.
Yeah.
And so we actually now, we've been sending voice clips back and forth each day, where we start it with in my reality, and then we tell the story the way that we want it to be.
I love it.
We call it delusional manifesting, because we're like literally talking as if these things have already happened, and we just make stories up, and it sounds a little bit crazy, but that's how, because I was like, how are we going to know if you're telling me about something that actually has happened or something you are creating for yourself? And she was like, oh, well, we'll start it with in my reality. So we say like, in my reality, I'm so grateful that this launch was such a success for me, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I shared that with her, and I was like, I don't think she realizes how powerful, she being Zoe here. Sorry, I've got too many people in this story. But yeah, I don't think you really realize like just how profound it actually was as a tool in creating whatever you want.
And I can just imagine when you're spilling out what is in your reality and like the success of the launch or the success of your business, everything like that, that starts to bring up the emotions.
Exactly.
As you're talking about it, you get excited.
I go into detail, and I've done this before with like scripting and things like that. And it's been a bit of a practice to get into a place of comfort with doing it and not feeling like a crazy person who's just like saying a bunch of things that haven't actually happened yet. But the more you can really claim that power, the more you can say, well, here's how it's going to go. And I'm going to talk about how great I'm going to feel at the end of this launch when this many people have signed up for my program. And I'm getting specific about, today the launch closed and I went and I bought myself this thing to celebrate and blah, blah, blah. And I'm so excited to work with these people over the next few months, whatever. And like really getting specific about, getting into the emotion. So it's just an alignment tool for me. But what Zoe was saying earlier in the episode was that it's a like perspective shift tool.
Yeah.
And both are equally as important in the process of manifestation.
Totally. It's all about setting those intentions of everything that you want and everything that you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah. So I think that's what we got for you guys today.
So like in your reality, guys, what's going on today? Right. Write a new story.
Yeah, absolutely.
A fun story.
And like really claim it as being your reality. You get to create it. We all say like, I'm the creator of my own reality, but then we give our power away to absolutely everything.
Yeah. Don't give it away anymore.
Yeah. It's your reality.
You choose. Choose your own adventure. Go.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed.
And we'll see you very soon.
Bye. Thank you guys so much for spending a piece of your day with us and tuning into the Lo and Zoe Show.
If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to rate it and share on social media. Be sure to tag us.
Until next time,
stay abundant.